Hello everyone, I'm Rudrani and welcome to Zoom Speak Easy. My guest today is so talented, but besides that, he is of course a master storyteller, a man whose words you will have to take seriously because he does them so well and he makes movies that we obviously call are magical. Of course, talking about the man himself, Karan Johar. Hello.
Hi.
Karan, it's okay. We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
We're good.
He's had a really hectic
Yeah,
time.
been a bit crazy.
Been a bit
Today
crazy.
particularly has been a bit crazy.
But I meant every word. It's you always made movies that reminded us the magic of cinema, and here we are to celebrate the best of cinema in Filmfare Awards, and you are of course at the forefront, leading it as usual. It's been an evolution, right, in hosting for a while,
Right.
for you as well, and there are some moments that you always remember. You make mistakes, you learn from them, and
Yeah, my God.
I want to know how you look at that evolution as a host, particularly for Filmfare. You've seen it all, I think.
Yes, of course. I mean, I just said it at the press conference that it's been actually 22 years of hosting.
Yeah.
I began my journey as a host with Filmfare in the year 2001, February 2001, I remember. I was shooting the song You Are My Sonia, and right from there I went literally I ran backstage. I made it in time. I was hosting about 3 or 4 segments. And it was actually in the very first time I hosted where, everything that had to go wrong went wrong that day. It wasn't quintessentially the age of the teleprompter hadn't kicked in the way like everybody thought that they had to know their lines. And my teleprompter conked off or something like that. And they were honoring Mr. Bachchan as the first humongous celebrity to be in Madame Tussauds. And they were also honoring Mr. Feroz Khan, Lifetime Achievement.
Sure.
And my teleprompter conked off and my cue cards got mixed up. So I had Mr. Bachchan's cue card in front of me, but I knew it was time for Mr. Feroz Khan to get his Lifetime. And those were not days that we understood that television show hai, piche bhago, kuch kaho. You thought live audience hai, live audience ki izzat karo. So, these days people know it's a television show. They'll cut, they'll stop, they'll do it again, they'll say it again. Those were different days and probably better days. So I remember just thankfully, because I've grown up in the lap of Hindi cinema, I knew everything about Mr. Feroz Khan's humongous and glorious achievements. So I just rambled on the spot about whatever was scripted. I didn't say anything. I said whatever I had, on the go. And somehow I managed to circumvent that. After that, I have been very careful. There have been a few slip-ups here and there, but there's never been something so colossal. But that will be a memory.
I think that's the fun of it, no? So like you clearly remember this moment.
Yeah.
But in the, talking about, of course, hosting again, do you remember specific moments of anybody else's hosting that you look like, I don't know how they covered it up, because it looked like it's going in another direction?
No, I mean, I remember so many. I remember when Shah Rukh and Saif did it for 2 or 3 years in a row.
So much fun.
When Filmfare was at YRF Studios. And those were days of unabashed humor and unapologetic humor, and also humor literally which was not deriding anybody, but it was all said in jest.
Yeah.
But I think today we're living in far more sensitive social media times. So everyone's a lot more careful. I can see that even on my show, where people are more guarded than they ever were. So when Shah Rukh and Saif, I remember they were defining hosts for Filmfare.
Are you excited about the fact that we're stepping out of Mumbai and heading towards Gujarat?
Yes, very excited. I remember in 2020 we were in Assam, in Guwahati, and now we are in the Gift City in Gandhinagar and hosting the massive 69th Filmfare Award, and we're very excited. I think Gujarat in many ways embodies what we are. Gujarat embodies growth and embodies culture, and I think we're all about representing culture on celluloid, and we want the cinematic growth.
Yeah.
So in many ways there's a great fit for Gujarat and Filmfare.
But I must say, Karan, I have to, of course, congratulate you for what a fantastic 2023 it has been for you. I mean, I'm sure you had a lot of things that you went through, but I think I'm going to, first of all, celebrate the movie that I think everybody has. Rocky Rani Ki Prem Kahani is going to be one of those defining moments, I think, in pop culture in some time. And I remember you getting very emotional on the Success Meet, talking about how you didn't expect it and all of that. But I think I could see like a part of you is kind of associated in that way. You know, when you're talking about Filmfare and celebrating some of the best films, I feel one day we're obviously going to celebrate Rocky and Rani for what it was. You tried to do so many different things, breaking down masculinity in its own way. And also I feel like over the years you've been so hard on yourself, and you're one of the few filmmakers who've taken criticism very seriously and sort of headed in the direction, saying, looking at your older films, you're like, now I see the problematic things now and stuff. But I feel this film, I think you've taken all the feedback, yet made it what you wanted to make.
Yeah.
Long analysis, but tell me if I'm wrong.
No, I mean, the idea was to make an updated version of what I grew up watching. I grew up loving, I grew up absolutely being inspired by, which was the quintessential full-blown Hindi film, which had song and dance and emotion and drama and family. It's everything that I have ever loved that has been part of our cinema. Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani is a homage to that zone of cinema. But I feel if you release the film in 2023, you've got to update it. You have to update the syntax, you have to update the communication. So there were subtle messages that were very intricately kind of like, in the narrative of Rocky Rani. The intent was never to preach, but to, kind of venture into pop culture with a perspective. And we bought that perspective, whether it was about addressing, patriarchy, addressing gender equality, addressing cancel culture, addressing so many things. And I have to say, like, full points to, like, the artists and the writing team that came together to help me assist. And I'm just glad that, that I passed because it was just such a, vulnerable time for me. And I feel like I was coming after a gap of 7 years. So, having a failure would not have been a very exciting end to the new year. So I just feel like when you said 2023 was a good year, it was a good year, and I'm very grateful.
But I think also being called as the green flag, right? And I know very honestly you said that it's like an antidote to Animal. Because I think what you wanted to say also, like, breaking down masculinity. There's so much pressure on men to be a certain way and through films. I feel like very few people did it the way you did, and I think it connected. I feel like the intentions came through. Like when you see on the reels, you see people saying, you see the green flag, and technically he wasn't your regular person that you would say. I think I want to end on a little bit on that. I feel like it's a beautiful
Rocky
way.
Randhawa is the quintessential green flag guy that you want. Like, you just want him, because he's actually walks around with his heart on his sleeve, and he's all about love. And when he doesn't understand something, he says it. He's like a child man, and yet somebody who's like so emotionally kind of needy, and yet he's such an emotional giver. I think Ranveer Singh really embodied Rocky Randhawa and made him the character he was. He was always strong on paper, but Ranveer Singh took it to an altogether different height. Like, I always will say it, and I'm proud to say that I truly believe it's one of his most special characters, and I believe Rocky Randhawa is here to stay.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Karan. By the
Thank
way,
you.
looking at the three of you, I remember your Insta story about the buzz about Dulhania 3. So I think...
Well, all conjectures will be rested soon. That's all I have
soon!
to say.
Exciting. But Karan, after Rocky, I think like you have to direct soon.
Yes.
You cannot
Yes.
be that person.
No 7-year sabbaticals this time.
Thank
but thank
you. And also hosting you don't disappoint us at all. You keep doing. So looking forward to Filmfare,
Thank
and
you.
I think you're going to rock it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Karan.
Thank
Lots
you.
of love.
Thank you.